Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to a scene for Sup to the Howling Winds, wherein Binary has very stubbornly been sticking to her tunnels for the better part of the day. I mean, yeah, she's slipped out a few times to do important things, but she's been hovering pretty close to her exit routes and scooching along through those. So we will actually start this scene with her popping out probably hmm we'll say near the Cub Cabin, maybe. Or actually, no. We'll go with the one by the parking lot just for lols. Um, and essentially, what happens is there's and there is a like a little stand there that is manned by kinfolk that where one can like pay for parking or rent canoes or whatever the fuck they do. But yeah, it's there. It's not big, but it's a thing. And yeah, what will happen is there will have been some little sounds of scuffling from the hole. Not a lot. I mean, it's not exactly loud. But after a long pause and a long silence, eventually a white splotchy muzzle pokes up out of this hole. It looks kind of funny, seeing as the head is about the only thing that should fit out of that hole, making it look kind of surreal, really, because it's hard to imagine that there's a whole wolf under there. But all the same, there you have it. Little splotchy wolf head kind of goes pop out the hole, looks around, ears perk. And I assume that you are around the back of the building or some such, just leaning.
Atop the building, actually.
Yeah, very well. Yeah, she takes a quick glance around. This will probably be the same hole that she was yelling through last night. So yeah, she takes a sharp glance around, and when she sees and hears nothing outside of the norm, thus begins the very surreal process of this wolf wriggling her way out of this tiny hole, kind of slithering out, and in a creepy way, filling out to full size as she gets out of the enclosed space. She just kind of compresses. It's really creepy. And yeah, soon enough she will be all the way out. Again, pausing, kind of standing over the hole, glancing around. And as nothing makes any particular sounds, nothing really draws her attention or sets her on high alert, she will finally go ahead and shake her way down to Hamid properly. And we'll stuff her hands in her pockets, throw her headset up over her ears, big old over the ear kind of headset. Tugs her phone out of her pocket, clicks on her music, which immediately starts blaring into them, and starts just kind of casually traipsing.
Well, the exit from the hole was certainly observed. There was a very long pause of watching the cub, watching her do her best to be diligent. But Sigurd, she was ready. And so, once the cub starts walking away, Sigrid matches her steps in time with the slowly traipsing binaries and stands just a little bit over that hole that she was talking so much shit out of last night. And then she crosses her arms and stands there with a smirk on her face. One that anyone looking at it would be like, oh, hell no. And as the music begins to blare, she'll reach down and just pick up one of the dandelions that's in its seed bloom. And as she walks, she'll blow the seeds into sort of a into the wind that's picked up a little bit, and Binary will see these white little seeds flutter past her head and on out towards the grassy areas of the park.
Let's see if she puts two and two together for lols. If she gets 4 or like 5.5. I will just roll straight wits. Oh, that's a 10. So yeah, she's traipsing along and she sees the little seeds blow by and initially doesn't think too much of it, but then she realizes that's a lot of them. That's like, I mean, you see one every now and again on the breeze normally. But when a whole cloud of them puffs past, she kind of blinks a few times and doesn't like freak out or anything, but just kind of glances over her shoulder to see what the fuck just did that.
And as her eyes turn, she'll see that fair skin, that fair hair put up in a mess of braids, and a pair of arms crossed over this person's chest.
How close is
And
she?
close enough. And as she kind of pans upwards, there's just that smirk. That smirk of
Yeah, she turns around and startles a little just because that is her personal space that person is currently occupying. So there's a little bit of a jerk when she realizes how close that, person A is. But as her eyes travel up and it crashes down on her exactly who it is and exactly what expression she's wearing, Sigurd gets to watch in real time as her eyes go like huge. It is just the dawning of the oh shit.
I'm not exactly sure all the terminology that they use here in the States, but I believe the terms "you done goofed" are popular with the kids these days.
There's like, she kind of freezes up a little, turns slowly the rest of the way around. And the hands kind of come up in the helpless gesture, and she just kind of starts backing away. I was feeling ways, and I might have said some things that didn't need saying, but I gotta go by. Like, fucking turns and bolts.
Sigurd will spend a point of rage to tackle her from behind. And I don't mean like, jump on her shoulders and pull her to the ground. I mean, she lets Binary get a fair distance away so she can actually get a full head of steam behind her. And when she tackles, she leaves her feet projecting forward and butts her shoulder right into the Metis's spine.
So
Right
she's
at the
like coming
point,
feet first, like really taking her down.
like shoulder first.
Okay.
It's like a spear tackle.
Oh Jesus! Go ahead and roll it. Just because it's lulzy. I mean, I'm assuming you succeed even if you roll a fail, but just to see how hard you hit her.
That was 5 successes.
Oh God! Don't you do bashing with
Yes.
that? Do it!
Just let me go ahead and look at the tackle.
Oh Jesus! Now that's a tackle.
That's what happens when you don't ever turn your back on a cat. Give up all sense of being able to defend yourself when you do that.
I mean, usually running is a viable tactic. Most people don't bother spending rage. At least she had a shot. She thought as she hit the ground.
What are her thoughts as she feels that shoulder impacting the base of her spine or the small of her back?
Probably something along the lines of, "Oh, this is gonna hurt." She certainly gives a theatrical yelp as soon as contact is made. Like before she even has a chance to hit the ground and get hurt. Like it's the fear yelp, not the pain yelp.
All right, so it's her strength plus successes, which is going to be 4. It's only 7 bashing.
I mean, it's only 7 dice. It doesn't have to be that much damage. It's just for lulz to see how hard it is. Either way, she's eating shit.
That would be 3 bashing.
I believe, yep, she is stamina 3. See how well she soaks the ground. She soaks the ground pretty good. So yeah, I mean, the impact is hard, and she hits the ground hard. Now, something about the way she manages to fall kind of soaks some of that impact, but it's still definitely an audible kind of slam against the dirt, and she still gives a yelp. But again, especially a Get's gonna know the difference. It's a yelp of fear more than pain. She expects it to hurt.
And Sigrid will simply, as she's there, tackled into her because she left her feet, so she was going down too. She will clamber quickly atop to straddle speaks in binaries, sort of the area where she impacted.
Her
and
back, I assume?
Yeah, and just pushes her hand down on the back of Binary's skull. Just keep it right down in the dirt. And she'll lean over her and say, so, if you had to put a moment where things went totally wrong for you, where do you think that first moment would have been?
She's doing that quick breathing, the kind of half panicked, because she's okay, but holy shit, oh my god, this woman's a demon. So yeah, she's just like, I'm gonna go with the part where I said things. That's definitely where it went wrong. I shouldn't have said things. Oh god.
And why?
How do you run so fucking fast? Holy shit.
She'll lean down and just whisper so sinisterly into that ear. Because, Binary, anywhere I go, I am everywhere. The spirits favor me.
Some people would find that to be really creepy. I'm just saying, that's creepy. That was probably meant to be creepy. It was really creepy. You succeeded. I'm creeped out.
Young one, we haven't even started yet.
Have we not? Because that felt a lot like starting.
And Sigrid will stand up using, basically, when you brace to get up, you have to push on something.
Uh-huh.
And she pushes it on the back of Binary's head to stand up.
And yeah, she's just like, ow, shit, there's a rock. Oh, God.
So, lesson 1, hopefully that you've taken away from just this moment here. Are you ever going to run from a Get ever again?
Not that
Excluding
slow.
Frenzy. Excluding Frenzy, because obviously.
Definitely not that slow. Shit. She kind of twists a glance back up over her shoulder. Because she's not quite sure whether it's safe to get up, really.
I see the lesson was not imparted. Allow me to further explain. And she will just... Oh God, I don't think she has enough for this. Let me take a look. I
mean, if you want to be technical, you get Rage for Entering Combat. If you want to be that guy.
No, that's not what she's doing. Just looking at a maneuver. Oh, that does lethal. I don't know if I want to do that.
Be mindful too. Some of the maneuvers require you to be in a canon form.
I don't have enough brawl for that, so it's okay.
Okay, good. Don't do whatever that was. That was a bad plan.
Curb stomp.
Please do not curb stomp me. Curb stomping is literally stomping on someone's head. Of course, it does leave. Oh my god! Of course, it does lethal.
Mm-hmm. So what Sigrid will do is she will just punch Sigrid.
She's gonna like lean down and punch her.
Mm-hmm. Or well, I guess she'll kick her. Why not? That's difficulty 5.
I was gonna say it's -2 diff. She's on the dirt.
Mm-hmm. 5. See, you see, this is why I can't have nice things. 2 bashing.
Choked.
Oh yeah, all right. So
She still responds. I mean, it's not like you didn't hit her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you aim a kick and she like immediately kind of curls up. Protect that squishy middle bit. Jesus fuck. Okay, don't run. It's a thing. It's a thing I shouldn't do. Is running.
Do you understand why running will make it worse?
Because when you catch me, you'll be angrier.
All right, you're learning. That's good.
Yep, that learning curve. Super steep. Can I get up now?
No, stay down there.
Okay.
And she'll cross her arms, look down at Binary. Is the den parenting around here so poor that you do not know? Is it not your fault that you do not know to speak back to Uriahs in such a way?
No, I'm just an asshole.
So if I were to talk to the den mother about your behavior last evening, what would happen?
I try really hard to weasel out of it and make it your fault. I'd probably get even more grounded. But I try really hard. You asked.
Sigurd's like, actually, you know what? I'm going to roll. It is still a wax and gibbets today. Oh, B10. Yep. Ooh, I'm gonna say she gains a rage from that. As yeah, well, you've seen what a Garu looks like when that rage boils up to the surface, but doesn't quite spill over into a frenzy.
She just kind of shrinks a little smaller, curls up a little tighter to protect her squishy bits. She needs those organs for living.
And
she actually brings an arm up to kind of half shield her head.
Yeah, Sigurd's gonna just go down to a knee and she's gonna give the poor girl a wallop and we'll spend one of those rages so she knows she won't frenzy on the poor girl. Because, she wants to teach this girl, not kill her. So, is Binary gonna try and get out of the way?
She's blocking.
Okay.
You can't really dodge per se in the dirt, but she'll be blocking. Though I'm gonna say, like, do you want to say if she hits a knee, it's back to even? Or you want to still go with the prone bonus? I don't care either way. It's bashing. She'll be fine.
I'll take 1 out of it, and so it's a difficulty 5, let's say.
That seems legit.
I mean, she's like I said, this is teaching, not necessarily full-on bullying. Might be a little element of that, but recompense, that sort of thing. So 4 successes.
She will block away 2 of it, shielding her head.
That is 4 bashing.
Jesus. And none of it is soaked. You clock her like she scrunches up and she puts the arm over her head, and you just slip right around it and clock her. And with her head against the ground already, there's no way to like diffuse any of that impact or momentum. It just slams. It actually makes her eyes roll a bit. Like you can see her go dizzy. Her arm like kind of sways a little bit after that one.
I feel a little bit bad out of character now.
You should. Binary's not game for this. She'll be fine, but she's yeah. You literally knocked her loopy with the first wallop.
Okay, that's better.
I mean, she's stunned, so she doesn't block anyways. So good thing.
Yeah. So it's just like she goes to hit, and maybe just a hint of not too much too soon. We want to measure this out. We don't want her to get everything you're capable of right up front.
And yeah, so after that one, she'll be kind of blinking owlishly and rubbing the side of her head. Even with Sigurd still right on top of her, it's still she's still coming back around. And so yeah, she'll rub at the cheekbone, which is probably fabulously bruised, though the bruise is already starting to kind of creep and shrink. Holy fuck. So many colors. And if she glances up and the arm's up again, she's going to be like, no, fuck!
It's held up. You know what I'll do? I don't have Visage of Fenris, and she's not weak-willed, so this isn't going to go nearly as bad as it has in the past for us. Plus 30. So 6 dice at difficulty 6.
And I do believe she spent at least 1 willpower last night. So she will be at 4.
3 successes on a charisma intimidate.
She's got 2, but yeah, I think it's accurately role played in that she looks up and like her eyes go a little wide because she's still kind of seeing straight, like things are still a little fuzzy. So like she doesn't even do the protect your head thing. The hand just comes up in that like that little helpless wave of like no, like you're trying to weakly fend it off. She actually does a little bit of a scuffle. It's not going to buy her more than like an inch of dirt, but it's still like frantic scuffle of like, no shit, fuck, no.
Thoroughly satisfied. She'll let the hand fall, and she'll just kind of grip a hold of Binary's like collar, and she'll stand up. And she doesn't have she has strength 3, so it might be a combined effort of both arms to hoist her up to her feet.
There will be an audible kind of eep as her shirt is very firmly grabbed a hold of. And yeah, I mean, she's only strength 3, but then again, Binary's not that big. And she's not really resisting.
You're going to have to learn. I can see that Cole's taken a liking to you. But he is Fenrir, Lena is Fenrir, Abel is Fenrir, and I am Fenrir. And these are all individuals that you will be dealing with quite a bit. And I have quite the vested interest in you because we share the same auspice. And I will look out for the interests of my tribe mates. Do you understand?
And as she's speaking, Binary is still kind of sullenly rubbing at her cheek, though the bruise is faded at this point to non-existence. And there's like a sheepish tiny nod.
And
Thoroughly cowed nod, I should say.
she'll put a finger in Binary's face. Understand something, Binary. I will never beat you for the sheer pleasure of it, for some sadistic gain. I will never put my hands on anyone who doesn't deserve it. Because two Fenrir said that you are worth your weight, you've earned that much. And she'll let go of the fistful of clothing she had.
And yeah, there's a bit of a stumble. She'll get her feet under her, but you know, she's actually let down off her toes, as it were. And given the opportunity, she'll roll back maybe a step. She's not sure she's going to dare further than that, but just a little distance.
And Sigurd's expression has softened considerably. She's just kind of looking at her now, sort of this, basically what you see in the GIF.
And yeah, she's again kind of rubs it in her cheek, even though it's totally healed up. It's okay. I'm getting used to it.
And she'll begin to walk, and as she walks, she'll kind of tap Binary, just that, unspoken follow me kind of deal.
And she'll fall into step. She'll hesitate briefly on it, but will fall into step, not behind her, but actually up alongside her. Where are we going?
We're walking, you and I.
Yep. Okay. And they walk. And Binary looks kind of distracted. She'll probably end up pulling the headset off of her neck, and because it's certainly fallen off her head by now. And she'll be idly inspecting it for any sort of severe damage as they're walking along. Just kind of trying to stay distracted as the just silent walkies continue.
You understand the litany, yes?
Yeah.
So then you understand the tenet's submission to those of higher station, yes?
Uh-huh.
Then why do you not follow it?
I do what I'm told mostly.
Sigurd will stop and look back. A quirked brow.
She shrugs. Submit means follow orders. If you don't order me to do a thing.
That is a very loose interpretation, Binary.
I mean, that's like a dictionary interpretation.
It's not an acceptable interpretation. Already you take on Kranos, from what Lena has told me, when you lose or don't get your way.
I mean, the first time I sparred with Abel, he gave me rules. And he very pointedly didn't give me rules, so that he would see whether I could think on my feet. And I took Kranos. And, I mean, it was a viable tactic. It wasn't against the rules. And besides, the last time I was hanging out with Lena, she said, choose a place to be punched when I was apologizing. And I told her, anywhere but the head. So then she kneed me in the gut and punched me in the head and said that it was cool because she never said she was going to actually do it. Well, I never said I wasn't going to shift Krynos, and she never told me not to. I just wanted her to stop.
Was this before or after the Kronos shift with Abel?
Way after. That
So
was
what do
like
you
the
think she
first.
was trying to illustrate there?
I mean, she was being a dick. Like, I know she's a ragabash and all, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I never said I wouldn't, and then be mad when I do the same thing. That's fucked up. It's hypocritical.
So I'm understanding this out of character. Binary got punched and then, or kneed and then punched after the thing with Abel.
Huh? Oh, I mean, she was basically saying that way back, the first time that Abel started training her, he
Mm-hmm.
very pointedly never said that was against the rules, so that she would do things like shift
Mm-hmm.
to adapt to combat. And since then, she's been in several scuffles, and usually when she's losing or wants the person to stop hitting her, she shifts Krynos just to kind of make them pause. And
Mm-hmm.
it usually works. It's that Lena being mad at her for shifting Krynos when there was never any established rule against it after doing something herself because, well, she never said that she wouldn't.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, she's basically saying, hey, if she can use this logic, so can I.
Can you understand why it's a bad idea?
Yeah, you guys don't fix up like I do. That's why I don't swipe. I made that mistake once. Just once. I forgot. But I didn't hurt anyone. So I don't swipe. I don't do anything. I just get really big when I want people to back off and stop. Because most people, they see that and they do. Lena's just, kind of crazy and kicked my ass in Glabro anyways. But, I didn't want to bite her or, like, claw her or anything. That would have been fucked up. I just wanted her to stop. I wasn't trying to, like, kill her.
Imagine then, Binary, you've seen the get action.
You roboted there for a second.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the get reaction. Lena and I are traditional get. The ones that follow the tenets, the beliefs, the traditions of our tribe fairly closely. You know of the Wendigo, the Red Talons.
I mean, not really. Like, I've heard about them, but it's book learning. It's not the same as, like, meeting them and seeing them and being around them.
The more warlike tribes that you're bound to encounter. If they got into a scuffle with you in their breed forms, minus Metis, of course, and you were to take on your war form, the Wendigo wouldn't hesitate to kill you. I know for sure a Red Talon would not.
I mean, it's not like I don't know. I just wanted her to stop. I didn't figure she was going to take the extra step to go Krynos too. It was kind of a measured bluff, really.
And what did it earn you?
I just still got my ass kicked, but she was going to do that anyways.
And your beating was probably that much worse.
No, I'm pretty sure she was going to completely kick my ass anyways. I mean, in the end, she still just kind of backed me off. Which is weird because that's kind of what I was trying to do to her in the first place, so it's kind of backwards, but I guess it works out. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's not. I'm not stupid. I mean, I know it's the war form, and if someone else did it and came at me, I'd be fucked. But Usually when I do it, I'm just trying to startle the other person into leaving me alone or backing off and stopping hitting me because it hurts. And I know that's cool with you guys, but I don't like getting punched in the face. I don't like waking up and bleed.
Sigurd crosses her arms and looks at Binary, just kind of puzzling her out a little bit. The argument you make is very pragmatic, but at the same time, our people are not exactly known for pragmatism at all times.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. That's the thing.
I'm not speaking just of the Get. I'm speaking of the nation as a whole. If you wish to continue taking those actions on, there's a very large possibility it gets you killed. You understand that, yes?
I mean, I don't feel like it's any worse than my chance of getting killed normally one-on-one. I shouldn't be fighting in the first place. I'm the support class.
I don't know what that means.
It means I stand back there and shoot it, or I run up and heal you, and then I get back over there and shoot it. I'm not supposed to be getting hit. If I'm getting hit, I did something wrong. That's not the tactic. That's not the strategy. I shouldn't be getting hit. I should be supporting your effort, or I guess their effort, because you know what, you don't use the same strategy as me, but you get the idea, right?
Sigrid starts to walk up again and waits, keeps her stride slow so that way Binary can continue to follow.
Yeah, she's still walking.
So tell me of the spirits that you've treated with thus far.
I mean, not a lot. I don't really spend a lot of time over there. I just do my thing. I keep the shrines kind of tidy, do my chores. I hang out with the net spiders that stay around my computer, the electricity spirits. I've seen a gremlin before, I think, but yeah, I really don't do the whole tree huggy, go out and talk to everything that has a face thing.
And why don't you? That is your job under your auspice. If you're going to make the argument that that's not, that Theurge doesn't go up and hit things and therefore shouldn't be hit, should fight from range and occasionally run up to heal, then if that is you professing that is what your job is, you do understand that as a crescent moon, your job is to commune with the spirits.
Look, it's just trippy and weird, and I'm not really a social butterfly. It seems weird to go talk to things. Like, I don't avoid them, I just don't really. I've made friends with the spiders.
And are the spiders all that you will commune with once you become a Cleith?
I guess not. There's the electricity spirits too, but
Do you understand how limited your experience is at the moment and how much that would hinder any pact that would take you on?
she just kind of looks down, bringing a hand up to ruffle her own hair, drag her bangs back. They immediately flop back in her face. I
Do
don't
you
know. It's just
do
weird.
you do you want to be a useless theurge?
No,
Then why are you acting like one?
I'm not useless.
If you will not commune with the other spirits outside of your net spiders and electricity spirits, then you are useless.
I'm not useless.
You're a very small part of something that is much larger. Need to be much larger in your scope of what you are willing to do. A theurge who only commune with two breeds of spirits is useless.
Someone who's really good at one thing instead of kind of sort of okay at a lot of things isn't useless.
So then what will you do when you come across an angry tree spirit? Or an earth elemental that has major grievances that you must resolve?
Well,
Because
I
that is
guess
your
I'll
job.
talk to it.
And if you have no understanding of these spirits because you haven't communed with them, because you're not a, and she'll air quote, social butterfly.
I didn't say I didn't know anything. I just said it's weird and I don't really do it. I still listen. I still learn. It just seems weird. It's like going to a party and trying to talk to everyone there. That's just weird. Only weird people do that. Just walking up to a bunch of strangers and being like, hey, let's be best friends. It seems obtrusive.
Is Binary wearing a bag or anything?
Um, I mean, she doesn't have her spider satchel. She's
Okay.
probably just got like shit in her pockets.
So the only real piece of technology she has her phone.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's probably just tucked in her pocket. She's got the headphones slapped back around her neck. Lord knows what else she has in her pockets, but the phone poking out with the headphones plugged into it are probably the most blatant.
She's gonna reach down for it. She doesn't reach down and snatch it away. She just reaches out for it to grab it.
She will be. She will actually like kind of jerk a sidestep because of all the things that she stays aware of, one of them is her phone, and she is very possessive of it. So yeah, she kind of jerks to the side and snags it out of her pocket to get it kind of policed up in her hand. What? Are
Hand it over, Cub.
you serious?
Her eyes kind of narrow and she looks directly at Binary.
Oh, come on. She just. She kind of firms her lips into a line, takes another glance between Sigurd's darkening expression in the phone, and hesitantly pulls the headset out of the jack, kind of glances over at her. You're not gonna like break it or something, are you?
No.
She hands it over, grudgingly.
This device, I have a very rudimentary understanding of it. There were not many uses for them once I had set my feet into Bloodfist. I didn't even know how to use a cell phone at that point. But I learned. I learned through practice. And if I didn't practice, and she'll hold up the phone, this would be absolutely useless to me. And she'll toss it back.
She very eagerly catches it, both hands. Got to make sure she doesn't fumble it, and just kind of holds it, sort of close, sort of protectively. Look, I'm just not good at talking to things or
How do you
people.
think you will get better?
And she kind of tucks her head, pretends that it's to plug the headset back into the phone. Continues to hold it in her hand though, rather than stuffing it back in her pocket, just to kind of reassure herself.
Do you think that a young girl walking into one of the homeland of the Get of Fenris, in there with very limited battle experience, decided she wasn't going to fight because she wasn't an Arun? What do you think this girl did to adapt, to be useful in a way that was meaningful?
Look, I've had other shit to worry about. Finally stuffs her phone into her back pocket.
Sigrid will reach out and clamp a hand onto Binary's shoulder, grabbing a little bit tighter than probably she means to.
There'll be a bit of a wince.
There is always more going on. You are part of a war. Is that something you cannot comprehend?
And she rolls her willpower. And succeeds, so she just kind of clenches her jaw. And she doesn't answer. She just kind of glares, not expressly at Sigurd per se. She just kind of glares probably a bit down and clamps her jaw.
If you find that I am hard, the trials that you will face becoming a Cleith, once you become a Cleith, and once you continue on forward with it from there, will be that much harder, Cub. Do not speak to these spirits because you are afraid. And she'll reach up with her other hand and sort of, she doesn't manhandle her, she just kind of takes Binary's cheeks to turn her, to face her. Get eye contact.
And yeah, I mean, it's binary, so she doesn't shrink from eye contact. Is she able, if she kind of gives a shrug, to get the hand off her shoulder, seeing as it kind of clinched a bit hard?
If she starts to struggle away, she'll loosen her grip a bit, but she won't like let go. She'll go from like that vice grip to just a palm. And if you want to roll P&E on her, you can.
I'm not sure I have a decent P&E, but sure. I'll go for it. I'll bite. Empathy 0. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, it's a challenge.
Socially stunted. It's a thing. She still gets 2 successes. Go figure.
Yeah, that's not bad. The woman before you is not bully browing you at this point. That much you can tell.
She's not what?
She's not trying to bully brow you at this point. She's not bullying you. It's an earnest question. Just happens to be that Sigrid is fairly intense.
And yeah, she'll kind of, not forcefully, but when the shrug at least loosens it, will kind of, not in a disrespectful fashion, but kind of the fashion, like uncomfortable fashion, kind of try to brush the hand off her shoulder. I'm not scared. I just don't like talking to people. It's weird. I don't know how to do it. Why do you think I talk like I do?
Then why do you not practice?
Because that would mean doing the thing that I just said that I'm super uncomfortable doing.
Then you are afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Then you lie to yourself, bro. If it is fear that you have, that is something I can help you with. If you have a desire to be a better theurge, that is something I can help you with.
Yeah. Look, I'm just not good at talking to things that aren't here. And she like actually yanks the phone out of her pocket and gives it a pointed shake. I can talk to the other ones on here. And that's what I'm used to.
Then I will make you better.
If it doesn't involve punches to the face, I'd say it's pretty good. But
As you said before, there is a steep learning curve. And she'll get she'll lean it, that, Sigrid will get a slight smile curling up from sort of the right side of her mouth.
there's kind of a sus look, but it's not an intensive thing. It's just kind of the like, I don't know what you're up to and I don't know if I like it, but what you doing?
There will be many spirits out there, and some of them are truly terrifying.
If it's scarier than one of you guys when you're mad, I'll be really impressed. You're like a fucking crazy jet-fueled demon. That was fast. It was really fast. Jesus.
I wasn't
Scared the
born that
shit out of
way.
me.
It takes work and practice. And do you have to be me? No. You can still be you, but you can shed this fear that you call being uncomfortable. Because it will not serve you. I want you to think binary. If a spirit that your pack when you aspire that high makes you uncomfortable, but it is your duty to treat with it. And because you are inexperienced and unable to communicate, how uncomfortable will you be if your pack is slaughtered for it?
They're not gonna be slaughtered. I can do the thing when I need to do the thing. It just going up and being like, hey, what's up seems weird. When there's something to be done, I'm good at doing a thing. I'm good at doing a task. I'm good at hacking a problem. I'm good at winging it. Just seems weird to be all buddy-buddy with a bunch of things. Like ideas and I don't know.
Those things are vital to your role.
Look, I don't just hang out and talk to water spirits, but I can make a Gaia's breath. I do the part that needs done. It's just efficient.
Sigurd will shake her head and just let the menace go.
You can tell there's the stubborn barrier that you're hitting. It's not impenetrable, but you've definitely hit the teenage barrier. I don't want to admit you're right though, because I'm totally right all the time.
Maybe I need to speak to Lena, question her judgment.
I mean, don't make her mad. Jesus. She's already mad.
Lena is
I was
always
just
angry.
trying to be nice.
People spoke for you, vouched for you. I've looked at you. I've spoken with you. I've measured you up. And while ability may be something you have, your attitude leaves much to be desired.
Okay, look. Everything's weird. I'm bad at talking to people that aren't on a screen. So I just kind of say shit. I'm sorry I'm a giant brat, but I don't know how else to talk to people.
Learn.
She is heard as Cole can be seen not too far off in the distance with his arms crossed.
Sigurd will turn. Sees Cole. She'll give him a smile.
Binary will awkwardly kind of ruffle the back of her hair. They'll look somewhat relieved. Very slightly.
Humans have this story in their religious texts. It's about their god. How it wanted to flood the world and start over. Before it did, it told a man named Noah that he had to bring one of each animal onto a giant ship of his making. They have a saying about this ship, this ark. It wasn't built in a day. Every day that passes, and I talk to Binary, Binary talks to me, Binary talks to you, Binary talks to Lena, Binary talks to Abel, Binary talks to whoever. Every day it gets better. And no, it's not moving at the nation's pace. But we're getting there. She is a cub. She is learning. Binary, how old are you?
18.
Cole raises his hand, like very matter-of-factly.
I've only been outside for like, I don't know. She kind of scratches the back of her head thoughtfully. Not even a year?
Cole raises his other hand matter-of-factly. Pisses me off some days too. But I know the Binary is trying. So take solace in that. And try to work the best you can.
She sheepishly kind of flicks down her sunglasses, which she is always wearing, constantly wearing these ridiculous, like, brightly colored reflective sunglasses. They're not magical in any way. They're just conveniently reflective. And she gives Sigurd a cheeky side glance through him. I found out he'll punch a girl with glasses.
Punch a girl with glasses.
She grins.
Is this something that's not done here?
You guys watch TV? It's like, it's a thing in human
No.
culture. There's, you know, kids in school that are kind of scraggly and dorky and poorly adjusted, and they're all nerds and they all wear these thick-rimmed glasses. It's kind of the running joke because, you know, why would you even want to bother punching one of them? Because they're negligible, but, you know, it's the joke. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? It's not even funny after I explain it anymore. But yeah, first time he totally laid into me. Said you wouldn't hit a girl with glasses, would you? He totally did. Totally did.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hurt. It kind of rubs the bridge of her nose with a finger.
And had you not learned your lesson, I'd have done it as many times as I needed to.
Yeah, turns out pain retains. Pokes the sunglasses back up onto her forehead.
Well, Cole does make a very good point. You're not moving at the pace of the nation. And if you can't outrun the flood, as it were, it will swallow you.
Like, I hate leaning on this because it seems stupid, but you get what I mean by being outside, right?
I do.
Okay.
But you're not inside anymore. And you've had to have seen, at least some small measure of the war.
I had educational videos. And a kinfolk that kept an eye on me and took care of me.
So that being the case, then, if you understand the gravity of what you're up against and what you will need to do,
Yeah, no problem. Just adjust to the entire world in, like, you know, she snaps her fingers just like that. And suddenly be on pace with everyone else.
she'll cross her arms.
What? It's true. I'm an asshole for saying it that way, but it's true.
Continue with this attitude, binary. And someday, someone close to you will die for it.
And she again adopts a more sheepish expression and kind of casts a side glance to gauge on Cole.
Cole stands a little closer to Binary and just keeps his eyes on Sigrid.
Okay, he's not giving her the meaningful look at least.
Nope.
She remains kind of sheepish about it though.
Cole is maintaining a sort of protective stance.
And I'm gonna roll willpower because she's waited this long, but see if she can keep resisting. Yep. She stays where she is. She's still right where she stopped talking with Sigrid. She has not like started the little side creep. Yeah. I guess it doesn't make it any better if I said I only do it when I think I can get away with it. There's like the wince.
Oh, Jesus, fuck, Binary.
Yeah, you hear Lena's voice from behind Binary. No, it doesn't.
Shit! Okay, yeah, she finally gives a bit of a jump, and yeah, that's about when she finally gives up and gravitates over to Cole. Look, I get the political face thing and the doing things with the dotting the I's and crossing the T's and P's and Q's and stuff, but you guys aren't my P's and Q's people. You're actually people. You're not just like figureheads.
Well, then don't do it to us when you think you can get away with it. I treat you differently for a reason.
Sigrid adopts a studious look, or at least an inquisitive look, as she watches Cole kind of converse with Binary.
If you just do it because you think you can get away with it, then how are you going to grow? How are you ever going to stop?
And yeah, ironically, just the stern dad tone is easily as effective as all the scolding in the world. She again, very sheepish. It's only personality I know how to have. I'm kind of a troll online. I'm sorry.
It's an excuse you're hiding behind. And hiding behind Cole is not going to work for you, Binary. Lena takes off her sunglasses, carrying a load of like pine cones and like berries and shit. Looks like she's been wandering around for a while.
Responsibility and virtue. Anybody can do the right and proper thing when you have eyes directly on you. Responsibility and virtue, honor, those are all things that you do when no one's looking. It very much applies to what you just said, Binary. All the virtues that are important to a Garu are just summed up so much by that. If you think you can get away with it, then that is where you should make the choice to not try to. If that is something you can't understand.
So I should just be fake all the time?
Take in what's being said and don't assume. Cole gave you a very valuable piece of advice.
It's about respect, Binary. There are Modi aren't like me. And there are many that aren't. If you had spoke your mind without any kind of filter to any other RN at the Sept of the Sentinel, you may not still be standing here. We're beings of rage. I know you feel it. I've seen it. You say the right thing and it's very potent in you. I admire that. But everybody has it. And some people are quicker to tap into that power, that force, that itching in the back of your head. And if you don't watch what you say, think about how people are going to react to that. You're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to get other people hurt. Like I said, wasn't built in a day. I could I could beat you until there isn't anything there, and he gestures to his face, left to recognize, and
Just
just
tiny frown.
and just preach the same lesson day in and day out. But none of that means shit if you don't act on it. Only person that can fix this, he boops her snoot.
And yeah, there's visible points in the various forms of lecturing and scolding where there's just she doesn't do the fish mouth anymore. She doesn't like open her mouth and close it again. She's gotten better than that. But there are periods where like someone who's especially observant can see her jaw just kind of clench a little bit as she resists. God help her resist the urge to shoot off at the mouth. By the time she gets the boop, she kind of glances around at all three of them. And just kind of goes, Jesus, you guys are intense.
We're intense because we made it. Most of us saw other cubs just like you die.
Some of those cubs were our friends, people we cared about.
Some of those cubs were our family.
And some of those cubs we let roll on by because we thought that they would learn. Eventually.
Some of us saw it happening before it got there. And we took the steps to prevent it if we could. Not everybody's so lucky. That's what I'm doing. That's what Sigrid's doing. That's what Lena's doing.
I don't think it's safe to say that by now she's turned faintly pink just because it's embarrassing to be the center of attention, especially when it's three fucking get being all fucking intense.
And Cole step up and wrap his arms around Binary.
And yeah, she koalas instantly. Like not arms and legs, but yeah. She latches on around his middle because Cole is the safe place. He is home base.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just sucks.
Well, I don't know if anybody said it, but as much as this is our life, as much as this is just the way things are and something that we're born into, it's not camp. I know you know that, but I have to say it. I have to say it. This isn't something you get to step away from. This is a war. This is a military organization of sorts. I guess you could call it. Everybody's got to step in line, and that, you know.
I feel like fucking Quasimodo. This sucks. But yeah. Would I be an ass if I was saying I was just kind of pretending it wasn't like that while I could?
Yes.
Well, I can't pretend later. Shit.
Hiding behind insulting people just makes you look more weak.
Ignoring the truth is a coward's way.
And it pushes the people who actually care about you away. And then what are you left with?
Actually care. I tried to show you I cared. You're a bitch. Kicked my ass.
And there it is. I'm a bitch. Because I've had to be. Cole has to be tough because he has to be. Sigurd has to be tough because they have to be. I can guarantee you, any guru has to be the way they are because it's the only thing we have to survive. We have our jobs. We have who we are outside them, and we don't get to show that very often, and the people we show them to are precious and far between. So get over it. I'm a bitch. But if I was a real bitch, I wouldn't spend so much fucking time in you.
Stubborn face has reemerged. And again, there's the visible kind of clenching back on it. But she does it. God help her.
Do you see that, Lena? That expression?
I see it, but it's her choice. And she'll look at Cole and give a nod. If she wants to bury it down, let her do it. It's her road, it's her path.
It's her trying.
I know she kind of gives this exasperated look like, I know she's trying. That's why I'm saying if that's what she wants to do with it, that's what she wants to do with it.
I know what my dead mother... I know how they would have done things in Bloodfist if that expression had been flashed to them. A very open lesson was being presented to them, and one very honest, coming from a good place. I know what they would have done to me if I had flashed them that look.
But we're not in Bloodfist. We're not in Fafnir's Brood. We're not in Sept the Sentinel. In the end, Dazzles gets final say. And it's up to Binary how she carries our advice, and ultimately what the dead mother says. It's up to Binary. And she wants to ground her teeth at me. That's her decision.
There's just a look in Sigrid's eyes that, in a very layman's way of putting it, these American seps be trifling.
In the end, Cole cares, I care, she cares. We wouldn't waste time if we didn't. We're not the sort. Carry that how you will.
And while it's not the most convincing, she does manage to school her expression some. That's just a minute subterfuge to try to shove down the bitch face that she's got going on. I am sure that Sigurd is perfectly capable of seeing through it, at least. But but yeah, she makes the attempt at least to school her expression. She doesn't feel any different, but she's
I didn't see shit.
she's making the attempt.
Did I roll in the right place? Did I? Yeah, no, I did. I didn't see shit.
Oh wait, that's a -2 difficulty. I keep forgetting I have Insightful because I'm not used to being able to use it. It's only 1. So I don't break it.
What do I got here? Oh, you said you got 2 successes?
It's not a fabulous success.
that P&E or P&A?
Yeah, it's just peony. It's purely her expression.
What's one? Shit.
So yeah, she actually, well, it's not the best job, but maybe they're not paying that much attention. She does finally school herself down to a calmer expression, especially with Sigurd going on and her wanting to just shift the focus of the bitch face. She just, by time she shifts her expression to glance over to Sigurd as she's speaking, she just smooths it out.
Sigurd's arms are still crossed, but her expression softens ever so slightly. When you decide that you want to rid yourself of that uncomfortable feeling that will hold you back, as a good theurge, I'd be remiss if I didn't teach you.
That would be good. I don't mind if you want to show me. It just seems weird for people to kind of pat me on the butt and say, hey, go talk to that. Or go talk to whatever you happen to walk across. It's just weird.
That is what you will be doing if you study under me.
Will you at least be there? And teaching?
Wouldn't be teaching if I wasn't. But I will expect you at some point to stand on your own 2 feet. Just as those who taught me did the very same thing. A good Arun taught me how to fight. A good Ragabash taught me how to question.
That's still an improvement. I'll take it.
Cole, Lena, I'll be heading to the Umbra soon. Over to our shrine. Speak to the Brood of Fenrir and see if we can't be granted an audience with a satyr.
I'll be around. I gotta go talk to someone anyway.
I really want some ice cream. You want some ice cream, Binary?
Yes? Does anyone ever not want ice cream?
Oh.
That's heresy.
If we're going to be by the forge, and we're going to be dealing with whatever the fuck that is, I'm going to get some ice cream.
Sigurd smirks. Fire giant.
Oh, 2 ice creams. All right.
Fist pump at the declaration of 2 ice creams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I expect you to be there, Binary. You don't have to be involved, but you should see.
Yeah. Like, educational videos are great and all, but they kind of leave something to be desired. Actually watching would be cool.
Who are you going to speak to, Lena?
File the docs.
Is it concerning the issue of the kinfolk?
No. Well, it might come up, but I'm building us a bit of an ally, I think. The Fianna one. She's a traditional, apparently. I'm gonna make sure she's batting for the right corner.
Gonna roll willpower. Gonna roll willpower. That is not enough to stifle. Just there's this barely audible. She tries so hard, but there's just like the tiniest little groan of like, "Oh my god, not that bitch!" Essentially,
Yeah, she hears you.
she's just
Whirls
like,
around.
"Oh, good. What?"
Oh wait, this will be a perception alertness, huh?
I mean, I guess. I mean, you can catch it. She's trying, but a little bit of it just slips out. She can't not.
So gonna turn her eyes
Sorry.
and then look back at Lena. It's understandable her hesitation. Fiona
She's a
are not
Fiona.
exactly kind to their metas.
No, she doesn't look mad. She just, looks. She just more or less hears it and just kind of looks at Binary. Well, I
Sorry.
see. You two have been acquainted.
She sat on me. Like a chair.
Fiona have weird habits when it comes to your folk.
Yeah, I noticed. All I could think was, I've seen the internet and this isn't appropriate.
Realized afterwards kind of what she was going for. Oh, don't let her do that again. You're going to get in trouble. I might have done a thing. I might have prepped a thing.
If you harm the Philodox, Binary, it won't be just her that's beating you.
You know what? Worth it. If she sits on me again, I'm zapping her right in the cooch. I don't give a shit. And I will assume
I'm going to spend that willpower point because I'm taking a point of rage for that. Because literally just goes right to the fucking root of what they were saying. What they were just talking. It's like, we're just here.
We just sat down and talked about this, Binary. Yeah,
she treated me like a chair.
Hot Jesus.
Come on, don't tell me you wouldn't be mad if someone treated you like an inanimate object. I can't tell her no. I can, however, have a static spirit in my fur.
Because
do you
Cole...
learn? Yeah, Lena just says very calmly, do you actually learn, Binary, or do you just continue to rage until it's futile? I'm just going to say it.
Because Cole has definitely taken more of a custodial stance with Binary here, Sigrid does look to him as I'm sure he can see that amber growing into her eyes and her fist clenching. And she's going to start to walk towards Binary. And her eyes...
Sorry.
Yeah, her eyes will sort of keep Cole in the periphery. She's moving at a pace where if he wants to intercede, she will certainly stop, and it's very clear by her posturing.
Just to be clear, I believe Binary has koala'd onto Cole.
She is still like latched against his side when if Sigurd gets the chance to like get a couple strides toward her, she kind of pops around behind his back unless he holds her there.
Nope. She pops behind him.
And it just kind of rubs her face.
I mean, she did it in front of a lot of people and everything. It sucked.
Because sometimes Fiona like to humiliate Metis.
Some people don't like to be
However,
humiliated.
No.
On top of that, every once in a while you're going to be treated like an inanimate object. This is a military. I've been treated like a training dummy since the day I was born. That's how I got to be the way that I am. That's the way Lena got to be the way she is. And I don't fucking know about Theurgis. I'm going to be honest. I have no clue what you do. But you've probably been beaten, right?
Yeah.
Lena will give a look at Binary. I am a Ragabash. Do you not think I've... And she will lift up her shirt, exposing all her belly and all that, and there is scars across her belly. Do you not think I've been beaten because I've said the wrong thing? But you learn to respect the Rayas. Doesn't mean you don't like them, but when they like to stamp their authority, you sit there and you take it and you grow and you build.
It seemed like a really good idea at the time. I haven't done it yet. Come on.
letting her hide behind you, Cole. It's not doing her any favors. But maybe you can reach her when we can't.
Not everything requires a response. Binary. Sometimes it's good to just listen. This is kind of one of those times. Yeah.
I could just not do it if it's really that bad.
If you don't want to come to meet the Philodox, you don't have to.
That was kind of my plan. That's kind of how I've been working it, is not being anywhere near her. It seems to work out pretty well.
You see, there you go. All you have to do, instead of saying all that, instead of doing what you did, was say, I don't want to go.
I mean, she didn't even invite me.
We didn't say you had to go either.
No, you just shouted out how great your scheme was and
No.
made yourself look like a fool.
I just figured I'd give you fair warning. That was a thing I had done. It's kind of a contingency plan. She felt the need to sit on me again.
And what's your contingency plan now?
Well, getting my ass kicked by, like 3 or 4 people's a lot worse than one. Now I need to figure out what to use the spirits for, I guess, or just let them go or something. Because I get the funny feeling you guys won't think it's funny. I didn't think she'd think it was funny. I figured she'd kick my ass, but
She's gonna
maybe
kick
she
your
wouldn't want to
ass.
sit on me again after that.
She wouldn't
No.
just kick. She wouldn't just kick your ass, and she'll click her fingers right at Cole. He claimed responsibility, or tried to, for you. He did.
I just figured if that happened once, she wouldn't want to do it again.
It's not how it works in the nation. You have to follow ranks. There's a chain of command. Even if you don't like it. Especially if you don't like it. What's your least favorite food, Binary?
She kind of blinks.
Humor me. Come on. Least favorite food. Let's go.
I don't know. Vegetables that have been reduced to about the consistency of mush?
You need that mush.
Yeah, I know.
That mush is full of vitamins and shit.
She kind of snorts when he struggles there with the vitamins and shit. She's like,
Smirks a little bit. Yeah. Bottom line is, you may not like the taste or the smell or the consistency or the fuck ever, but you need it. You hold your nose and you stab it with your fork and you put it in your mouth. And you do it. That's what it's like. That's what you have to do.
Ugh. I still don't feel like being treated like I'm in a BDSM video is gonna make me a better person, but okay. Whatever.
Probably isn't. But you gotta take it, is the moral of the story.
Yeah, well, if I'm not the only one getting in trouble, it kind of changes the fucking power play there.
Maybe. One way or another, we all get in trouble, but we've all learned. We've all taken that hit. We have had that moment where we said something fucking stupid. I've said stuff that's fucking stupid. Like just now, I'm pretty sure I've said some stuff that's fucking stupid. I'm not able.
Hell,
We've paid for that.
Abel says stupid shit the entire time.
Yeah, but he says it.
Smirks a
He
bit.
says it much better than I do.
Says it with
He does.
finesse.
He does.
Yeah, that. We're escaping the point. Sometimes it's not fun. Most of the time, it's not fun. I try to make things fun. When I can. There's people on this SEP that I don't like dealing with. People that say stupid shit. And yeah, I may have the power to lay them the fuck out. But what's that going to do? If I just going around picking fights, speaking my mind, who's going to want to stay? If I'm doing that to everybody, who's going to want to stay? Who's going to want to put up with me?
I mean, if you had to be tractable all the time, wouldn't she not be sitting on people?
Then it just rubs her forehead. And you could debate this to the end of the fucking century.
No,
Or you
I
could
get
just
it.
get
I
on
get
with
it.
it.
Sorry.
You get what I'm trying to say, Binary?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
No, you say, yeah, I get it, but do you really get it?
Yeah, I don't like it, but I get it.
What do you get?
That I don't have to like the thing, I just have to do or not do the thing as is appropriate to the whole political standing of all the shenanigans on Sept. So maybe zapping someone super high ranked and hold position in the cooch isn't the best plan.
No. Well, no in agreement. If it's someone of your rank, still don't zap them in the cooter.
You challenge.
You
Then you figure out.
challenge.
Then you figure out a way to zap them in the vag.
Yeah, but I can't possibly win a challenge. Meanwhile, that's just some Thayard shit.
All
That's
I
called
hear-
karma. That's instant karma.
All I hear is can't from you. When am I going to hear can?
I could have been devious about it.
Has anyone
I mean,
explained?
same result, except that I get my ass kicked and I still got the zipper in the cooter, as opposed to just getting my ass kicked.
She just sighs and picks her bag. I give up. Just puts on her sunglasses.
Besides, I can't challenge her. She's too far above me in rank.
Yeah,
Sticks her tongue out.
that's when you take it. That's when you don't talk and you just take it.
So,
What did I do that day when you had Cole and everyone was trying to, or you had left again, and they were trying to take him away from you? What did I do? I stood between you and Dazzles, and I begged. I said please so many times I can't remember. Because I couldn't challenge Dazzles. She has rank above me. Even that was out of line.
Yeah.
So no, you can't always challenge. And yeah, sometimes you gotta take it.
Yeah. Fuck.
Sigurd just looks over at Lena. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wasting our time here.
And just puts on her sunglasses, picks up her bag of pine cones and leaves and various sticks and you can smell animal parts out of the bag as well. Just give Cole a smile. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might join you after we get some ice cream.
Sure.
If we're gonna forge an alliance with the Philodox, with anyone, might as well show my face.
She'll smile. Sure. Just be ready. She'll smile at a bit as he's walking off. Doesn't even acknowledge Binary because, yeah, she is pretty mad at sticking out of the tongue.
He smiles, gives her a nod.
Sigurd just will give Cole the respectful nod that she has been, and then does pretty much the same thing as Lena. Walks by Binary as though she doesn't exist.
Yep. Binary's eyes are pretty much on her feet. She just kind of reach up and tip down her sunglasses.
And Cole will take a moment to turn his back to Binary. For a second, it may be uncomfortable. And then he drops down to one knee.
Yeah, he turns his back and she actually kind of slumps a bit. And yeah, there's that just long enough pause to be uncomfortable before he drops down, at which point there's a flood of relief as she clambers onto his back. And she's still got the sunglasses down to hide her eyes. And yeah, once she's clambered up for piggyback, got her arms around his shoulders, got her chin tucked next to his head, she's just kind of like, I'm an intractable bitch, aren't I?
Sometimes. But we'll get there. There's this something my mom always told me when I was a boy. And I've taken it with me every day since. Like words of power, words to live by, philosophy. It's whenever I feel like I'm stuck between point A and point B, I just think to myself, we're not there yet, but we'll get there.
Was it really that bad an idea?
Given the circumstances, yeah. But
Oh yeah, no.
yeah.
But back then I just kind of figured she kicked my ass, but you know, I got my shot in. Now I guess it's bigger than me.
It's bigger than now. When you hit Cleith, and another Cleith gives you shit, you still got a challenge, but it'd be pretty fun to zap him in the cooter. Like, I gotta see that.
I've got static in my fur now. I was just gonna, you know, feed him a little Gnosis and charge him up, and then, you know, if she sat on me, point of contact, right?
It's smart. No. It's smart. It's a good in the pocket move. It's very ragabash of you.
I mean, I know Ragabash get away with stuff, but don't we get like a little leeway on the, well, you did kind of fuck with someone who talks to ghosty things. What did you expect?
Got to get tougher before you can do that.
Yeah. Just not.
It's
I'm
okay.
really good at pissing them off. They fucking hate me, don't they?
They want to get through to you. They know where point B is, and they want you to be there. And they're stuck between point A and point B, and we're not there yet, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Now, what's your favorite flavor? Don't disappoint me. This better be a good one.
I mean, I haven't even had that many flavors.
How many flavors have you had?
Like 3.
Like 3? All right, you get 2. One that you like and one that you've never had before.
Okay.
You have to have the one you haven't had before first.
Okay. That seems fair.
Okay.
I'll try 2 I haven't had before. Shit.
There you go. That's more like it.
How bad can it be? It's ice cream.
It's well, it depends on who
no.
you are, I guess.
Is there such a thing as bad ice cream?
Such a thing as bad ice cream. But
Seems like heresy.
And I think on that note, on the debate of whether ice cream can be good or evil, we can end our scene.
So thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. We'll see you next time on Sept of the Howling Winds.